Hello, Utah fans, and welcome in to another edition of the Crimson Corner right here on KSL.com. It's been a busy week for Utah athletics. First basketball media today, but on Saturday, a thrilling 30-28 football win over the then number 8 UCLA Bruins. A lot of positives to take away in that football game.
Absolutely. It was a team effort from everybody from the offense to the defense to even special teams. That's what won the game. But ultimately, it was the defense that was the star of that game, sacking Brett Hundley 10 times. And also, Nate Orchard, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week, gets 4 of those sacks. Great effort by the Utes.
Great effort. Let's get to the highlights of Utah's 30-28 win over UCLA.
We meet as a team before we get on the bus to come over to the stadium. I said, hey, do you see what's gone on this weekend? And starting Thursday with Arizona and Oregon and the upsets that are taking place. And we got a chance to be right in that same conversation.
Ute fans, good evening, and welcome to one of the most storied venues in all of college football. It's the Rose Bowl. It's game number 2 in Pac-12 play for the University of Utah as they take on the UCLA Bruins. It's a sack by Utah. Hunter Demick got him. They set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Devin Carter.
We decided, hey, we're a better football team. Rather than drop off into coverage, let's get after the quarterback a little bit more.
Play action Thompson, and he's going to go long. He's got a man out there. It's up, it's caught, it's a touchdown!
We've seen that from Kendall from the first practice in fall camp. That is his strength.
Booker to the 5, to the 3, on his feet, into the end zone. It's a touchdown! Nate Orchard for the 4th time tonight. He's sacked again.
Game plan going in, we knew we had to take care of him first and foremost.
Gives it to Booker. Booker to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and down to the 18-yard line.
I live for those moments. I guess that's why I'm a kicker.
Snap is back. The kick is away. It's up, and it is good. It's good. 34 seconds to play to try to win it. The snap is down. The kick is away. It's low, and it's no good. It's no good.
Flag down.
No good.
Flag down.
I think
Flag down.
the
Roughing the kicker.
They've roughed the kicker.
To be honest with you, I wasn't watching. No, I was turned away, put my head down.
Snap is back. The kick is away. It's end over end, and it is no good. No good. Utah wins. Utah wins.
Man, I thought it was an omen at first when we got the run into the kicker, man. I thought, man, this ain't meant to be, but fortunately worked out for us.
Went out and slayed us another giant, just like did last year at Stanford.
Beat a top 10 team like that, it means everything to us, the program, the players. I mean, once we leave this place, we can look back as seniors and say, we won there going into my senior year.
The big storyline out of that Utah win is, will Kendall Thompson be the starting quarterback going forward for the University of Utah?
You have to believe on his performance on Saturday that he's going to be the starting quarterback. Whittingham was a little hesitant to name a starter today. We'll get that decision a little later this week. But you have to believe that what spark that Thompson gave is going to give him enough to be able to be the starter this week.
Is Kendall Thompson the new starting quarterback?
Haven't decided that yet. We're still working through the depth chart. That'll be released probably Wednesday. What's today? Monday, Wednesday. And but he's made a strong case for himself, obviously, and coaches are in there right now evaluating. We got here early in the morning and have been at it for several hours. But it's obviously an important decision, and we want to make sure we do everything we should do, and evaluation-wise, and come up with the right answer. And we'll do that, like I said, in the next 48 hours.
I feel like I've been practicing well, throwing the ball well, and just continue to prepare myself mentally because you never know when your time will be called. And, you know, when my time is called, I'll be ready.
It was give Kendall an opportunity and see what he did with the opportunity. And so it wasn't, okay, Travis, you're done, sit down, Kendall, it's your deal. And we had talked about this earlier in the week where, you know, we'd sputtered the last 2 weeks offensively against Michigan and against Washington State and hadn't been real consistent. And the plan was going in that if we didn't see some consistency early, give Kendall a shot. He's earned it. He does well in practice. He's a dynamic player. And we thought that, hey, if you got a chance for someone to spark you, let's take a shot at that. And when Kendall came in, you know, the first series was another 3 and out, but after that we started moving the football, and it was very apparent at that point in time that we wanted to stick with the change.
At Michigan, I think I led us on a 15, 16 play drive, you know, and ate up the rest of the clock going into the half, which gave us the momentum back. And so, you know, just having that experience going into that game, I felt pretty comfortable going in, and, you know, I didn't feel any stage fright or anything like that. I was very confident and knew that we could move the balls in offense.
I know you don't like a 2-quarterback system, but is there any thoughts to going that way, just given
There's a zero chance of that right now in my mind, and I haven't changed my stance on that. I guess anything's possible, but that's not in our mindset right now at this point in time.
When you talked about when Wilson was the definitive starter, you talked about Thompson getting time, though. Do you see a situation if Thompson were the starter that you would have a package for Wilson, though?
We're working through all those possibilities right now. You know, my guess is it's a long season. You'll get 7 more games, and very difficult to get through in a season with just one guy. Anyways, just from an injury standpoint, and so we'll see what happens. But my guess is we'll need them both.
The game's a lot different when you get in the flow of the game. You kind of can read people's body language a little different as far as the defensive guys. You know, obviously schematic football is, you know, it's where the people are at the time, you know, you're running the play. But as far as body language, kind of knowing how they're trying to hide stuff, how they're trying to, you know, disguise their coverages and things like that, you get a good feel for that when you're in the game.
We saw how Kendall ran the ball. How confident are you in his ability to get the ball downfield? You've talked about your concern about the passing game being effective, throwing the ball 20 yards plus.
Well, very confident. He hit that long one to Drez. You know, Drez made a spectacular catch, but Kendall put the ball in a place where it gave him an opportunity to make a play. And Kendall was 10 of 13 Saturday night with 2 drops. So actually, you know, he was on the money 12 out of 13 times, and so. No, we have no reservation about Kendall throwing the football at all. We think he's very accurate.
Like I was telling somebody earlier, that just comes with the stereotype of being able to run. You know, guys are always going to have to prove people that they can throw. You know, when you're a gifted runner, that just comes with the territory. And, you know, like I said earlier, guys like Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, those are all guys I look up to and kind of embody my game after. So those are all guys, you know, when they were in college, they got questioned, you know, whether they could throw the ball or not, and now they're playing on Sunday. So it's just something that comes with it and something that you have to prove over time.
Last but not least, the Runnin Utes held Media Day Monday up at the Huntsman Center. Josh, you were up there. What are your thoughts on this year's Runnin Utes?
You know, there's a lot of hype surrounding this program, especially with a player like DeLon Wright. But you add some of these new pieces, and Kraskowiak seems pretty optimistic about this season, and maybe it could be a really, really special season.
We're going to be challenged in a lot of different areas, and we're going to have to be good, and we're going to have to be good early to be competitive in those games. And all you can hope is that helps you come league time, not be in a foreign environment that you haven't experienced before. It's ultra competitive in our practice setting right now, with at least 2 guys in every position that can play, and we're not going to have DeLon Wright and Jordan Loveridge be first and third in the league in minutes played. We're going to play at a pace that's maybe a little bit faster offensively and defensively, and rely on some of that depth. You know, everybody will be called into play. There'll be at least 10 guys that'll be active participants in our rotation. There's been a lot of pleasant surprises, and Isaiah's one of them. Kyle Kuzma is doing a nice job. You know, it's kind of fun to watch some of these freshmen, because oftentimes it's a deer in the headlights, and as a player, every time you take a step up, the game is faster and stronger and more demanding. Nobody is ever going to place more expectations on myself than I am myself. So I feel like we're always picked first. I feel like we're always picked 12th. It makes no difference. You can play the underdog role or maybe the target role. It doesn't change our approach one bit, and I think our guys understand that. You know, for the most part, it's a ball movement offense. You shouldn't see the ball in anybody's hands for more than a second or two. I think that will in effect, take some of the heat off of DeLon, maybe where he had the ball in his hand a lot and teams could key in on him. This is going to be an awful lot of player movement, ball movement, and making reads.